This is Ray from Bay Area Sports Report, and today we are going to be talking about the San Francisco Giants versus the Pittsburgh Pirates, as I will be going to a game tomorrow with as the first pitchers that are going to be pitching today are going to be Robbie Ray is going to be pitching for the San Francisco Giants, and Carmen Melozinski right here will be pitching for the Pirates. So we will get over the 3 game stats, and I will be predicting who is going to win these matchups. So let's get right into it. As as first, let's compare the offense and the defense. As the Pirates have been very good on offense, they have been one of the best offensive teams in the league so far. They have been very good with they have been very good at have very good stats on tape. As for the Giants, they have not been doing very good. They have not been doing very good. But with their solid pitching, with their okay pitching, they've been doing very good so far. I think that should be enough. As for their pitching, they have been very good so far. They've been very good all over their stats, but I think we could as the good news is though, they are not having their best players on there, as Paul Skeens and Mitch Keller are not exactly going to be pitching. So let's just say we are very fortunate that we are not facing them. As the first matchup is Robbie Ray versus Carmen Milzinski. As Carmen Milzinski, 4.76 at ERA, 2-2 on his wins. As for Robbie Ray, 2-4, 2.95 ERA. Overall, these are very good pitchers. I think it's a hard matchup. As his last game for Milzinski, 5.2 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, and 10 strikeouts against the Cincinnati Reds as they won that game earlier. As he has been a solid player so far for Carmen Milzinski, as you can see from his stats or the games he's played. You can see that he's been very solid for the team. But his last games, he hasn't been very good. But except for one game, he's been very good lately. So he's been a very solid pitcher so far for the team. It is going to be hard for the San Francisco Giants to see how they can be able to counter that. But Robbie Ray has been one of my favorites and my favorite pitcher for this team. He's been one of my favorites for such a long time. He's been a very good pitcher. As you can see from the games that he played, he hasn't been the best. Like, even in his losses, technically, he's been solid. Like, 5 strikeouts. Then the other, like, even his losses, that's only because of the hitting. So, but when the offense is clicking, like in these last 2 games, he's been good as 7 strikeouts in these last 2 wins. And we will be talking about that. But I think Robbie Ray, he's a solid pitcher. I think he's very great. I mean, he didn't do well against Tampa, but even with that loss, though, he's been very solid. 5 strikeouts. So he's been a very good pitcher for this team. He's been one of my favorites for the team so far. So I love this pitcher. He's been a very good player. As and then as for the hitting in this game, it is going to be hard for the Giants as they have not had very good stats. 20th in hits, 30th in home runs, as I mentioned earlier in my last video. 30th in RBIs. As for the Pirates, though, for their hitting, they've been very good. 6th in hits, 14th in home runs, and then 6th in RBIs. As there are players like Brian Reynolds, who is a very good player, O'Neal Cruz, Ryan O'Hearn, Brandon Lowe, Nick Gonzalez, Marcelo Zuna, Connor Griffin, Spencer Horzit, and Joey Bart, so a former Giant. But overall, I think the Giants with Robbie Ray, I think they can win this game tomorrow because Robbie Ray has been very solid. And I think with the Giants, I think they just need to get some of their guys going, like Luis Arias, Rafael Devers, and then Chapman. I think as long as Chapman, Devers, Luis, Jungho, and Casey, as long as those guys at least do good, at least, then I think they should be fine. Or Drew Gilbert also. And then hopefully Eldridge and Jesus. Hopefully some of those guys can at least step up to the plate. I think as long as those guys at least do good, then I think they can win these games. It just depends on the pitching. I think I'm predicting the Giants to go 2-1 for this game, as the next pitchers I think are gonna be Braxton Ashcraft is the next pitcher, and he will be facing Landon Roop, and then Tyler Malley will be facing Bubba Chandler. So so overall, I think this team is gonna be good. I just I think they're gonna be okay. I think they're gonna be fine. I think it just depends on who the pitcher is, because I think Landon Roop can at least do good. As Braxton Ashcraft 3.02 ERA, 1-2. As for the games he's played so far, he got a win last time with 7.2 innings and 6 strikeouts. And then he had a loss, and then win here, or at least a solid inning there. So he's been pretty solid for these last couple of games. Even the loss that he had in the game start with 7 strikeouts, which is pretty impressive. But overall, overall he's a very good player. But I think we can win this game, especially with Landon Roop, who has been very solid for the team, as you can see from his couple of games ago. Like, you could see, even though, like, even the losses back then, like, he's been very solid, and then these last 4 wins, very solid. Wins after wins after wins after wins. And then you could see 6 in Miami, 7 against the Dodgers, six against Cincinnati, 4 against Baltimore. Like, and if that doesn't prove that Landon Roop is a very good player, I will pull up. Let me just pull up some more stats from here. As and in his last game with 7.2, in his last game against Miami, 2 hits allowed, 3 runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks. As and then along with that, in this season, 35.1 innings, 2.55 ERA, 0.91 WHIP, 149 average, 37 Ks, 14 balls, 0.9 F/WAR, and he's allowed 4 hits over his last couple of 3 starts. Like, that is very impressive over this time stamp so far. Along with the bullpen has also been very solid, as 1.5 first in MLB, ERA first in the MLB, 1.23 flip, third in MLB, first in MLB, 1.06 whip, 24.7 K percentage, fifth in MLB, and 174 opponents average first in MLB. Like, that is so impressive. This, even though this team is so trash so far, and it is true. They have not been doing good, as you can see from the record right about here. They are right now in 5th place, tied below a game against the Rockies. Like, their bullpen has been very good so far, and their ERA right even here, 11th. So that isn't bad. I think their hitting, however, yeah, I can agree, is not good. But other than that, they have been so good so far, and I think this team is gonna be has a very bright future ahead of themselves, and I think they're gonna be doing very great over. I think they're gonna be great. So, but yeah, as for the Pirates pitching, they have some good players overall. Johan Ramirez, they have Gregory Soto, they have Isaac Matson, Dennis Santana, Mason Montgomery, Evan Sis, Wilbur Doto. But they do have some not good pitchers, like Chris Devinsky, Cam Sanders is not good. Justin Lawrence has not been the best. Johan Ramirez. So, like, overall, their pitching is not the best. Like, they have more bad pitchers than we do, because we only have about probably 2. Look, Gregory Santos doesn't count just because he's been solid lately, and I have to at least admit that. But Garrett's also been pretty good. But um, other than Ryan Walker and Ryan Borky, they've been doing pretty good. As for the last matchup, Tyler Malley, I just think he's gonna lose. Like I don't unless they put Trevor McDonald in there. I think unless they put Trevor McDonald in there and they have a chance, but I don't know. I think Trevor McDonald might take over for Logan Webb because I think he's injured, if I remember correctly. So I think he could possibly be there, but to take Webb's spot. But Tyler Malley, I think he's gonna lose because Bubba Chandler, like, look, he's not the best as you can see, 4.75. But as you can see for the games, like he's been okay, like only one bad game. But other than that, he's been pretty solid overall, Bubba Chandler. I think he just needs to stay in the groove. And I think he's gonna do that against the Giants because the Giants hitting is just as I say, not very good from the stats there. But overall, I have the Giants winning 2-1 just because I believe in the Giants pitching with Landon Roop and Robbie Ray. I also believe in the bullpen with JT Brubaker, Caleb Killian, Keaton Wynn, Matt Gage, Blake Tidwell, Eric Miller, Trevor, Gregory Santos, Joel Peguero. Like, those are very solid guys overall. And I think if the Giants could somehow get Chapman involved, Devers involved, Jung Hoo involved, Ramos involved, Casey involved, Drew Gilbert involved, Jesus, and Bryce Eldridge, then I think this team will be fine. And I think the players that they need to eliminate from their hitting side for the Pirates, probably O'Neal Cruz, Brandon Lowe, probably Marcell Ozuna, possibly Brian Reynolds maybe another need. So, and then Ryan O'Hearn. So, other than those guys, I think the everyone else is okay. So, I and then Nick Gonzalez, but everyone else is okay. So, as long as they limit those guys, then I think there is a guaranteed win, except for probably the last game because Tyler Malley sucks. So, but anywho, anyways, I think they're gonna be they're gonna win these next first two games, and I think they're gonna lose the last one. As long as I think they get these guys involved, their pitching is good, and their bullpen is good, and as long as they limit their hits and not walk so many of these hitters, then I think and then get to them at the start because that's what they did these last couple of wins. Then I think they are guaranteed to win. So overall, I think the Giants they have an interesting future ahead of them as there's a lot of uncertainty, but as they're 9 points, as they're 9 games back from this, it's not impossible. As you can see, like it's not impossible. It's not impossible as there are hard opponents, especially the Dodgers. But hey, they beat them before, which is very surprisingly still. So I think I believe in this team, and I think they will be okay. But if the trade deadline but if by the All Star break or the trade deadline gets worse, then I think they should probably um restart, retool, I think, or rebuild for this Giants team if this is not going to turn out well. So, anyways, this is Rady from Bay Area Sports Report signing off.